Happy New Year. Saturday, January 2nd. In the last video I managed to strip down the hood and get it ready for taking the undercoat off. That literally took 4 days with a chisel. Not the best of fun. It came off relatively easy, it's just it took a long time, and there's a lot of area to cover. I'm going to show you that. In addition, I've also completely stripped down the inside of the body in white of anything to do with the adhesive that was used for the interior, and try to tidy up the mess. It's going to go for media blasting this next week, and things like Evo stick or any other adhesive that's pretty hard just makes the media bounce off and not strip the paint. So I've attempted to try and get as much off that as possible. I'm going to try and do the inside of the car as professionally as the outside of the car. We shall see. So all in all, it's been 4 or 5 days of nothing else but struggling with a chisel and scraping, and then using a die grinder with different types of wire wheel to get that final buffing out. Right now, both the hood and the floor of the underfloor of the body in white are cooking with a paint stripper to get the final undercoat off as much as I possibly can. And later today we're going to actually power wash underneath and degrease everything, so the complete body and hood will get a pretty good cleaning in preparation for the media blasting. A lot of work to get this point, but it's going to pay off, and we'll see how it looks. But right now I'm quite pleased. On the Series 2 convertible, the back space is basically covered in interior vinyl, so you don't see any of this painted surface. But in order to get it repainted, I have to take the old paint off and then start again with base metal. So it's important that this part gets cleaned. There's a lot of unseen work that takes place. So the preparation in here, you don't see it on the surface at the end of it, but it's actually pretty important from my point of view. So this is all absolutely cleaned out. I spent a whole day in the back of here after having stripped out the vinyl to then get the adhesive off with a chisel, and then a wire brush with an air gun to clean it up. I don't know whether you remember, but the floor didn't look that color, and it had a sound deadening layer, which is basically very thick plastic mat. I managed to get that out. Has some very interesting hexagonal shapes that came from that. Kind of intriguing, actually. So that's looking clean. The other side is also the same, and then I had to clean all the way through to the very front, and I still got some bits at the very front that I need to look at a bit closer, but I'm in the process of trying to get it ready for the media blaster. This floor pan section is looking not too bad. It is literally just the floor pan area. The biggest issue is in the very back. You might be able to see some cracks in this crosscar beam. It looks like that's going to have to come out. This section here, that's going to have to come out, and I probably will do both sides while I'm on. In fact, I will do both sides. Some of the corrosion in there from whatever water was trapped, it really caused some extensive damage. So this is the other section that was completely black under here. It's literally took 4 days to get it down to this level. There's still gunk in the corners, on the edges and the joints and the bolts, all those bolts will ultimately come out, but right now I've got some pretty heavy industrial strength paint remover cooking on here. So we're letting this set, and we're going to then power wash it today. But this is going to work out great. So the intricacies of underneath the hood is painful, but when you see the hood in its final form, it's really going to be pretty spectacular. So this now is looking much tidier. Maybe to give some perspective, I'll come out here. Let me try and do the zoom here. I'll just step back. So that was jet black. I have about 4 binfuls of that size bin of undercoat that was scraped off. Pretty intensive stuff. Did a great job, protected it, and needs to come off, and we'll protect the hood in a different way. So a bit later today we'll be power washing this, and the underneath the car as well. All of this is currently soaking with a pretty strong industrial paint remover. And then at that point we'll get her ready for the media blaster. But it's definitely taking shape. When it comes back from the media blaster, then we'll really know how much damage there is. Looking good though.